It's been 4 years, and a lot of players have forgotten. But August 7th of 2020 was a very expensive release date. We saw the release of Double Masters. Now, just how well this product is doing, how are the singles faring 4 years later? Well, in today's video, we are going to take a look exactly what's going on in that market space. There have been so many Magic releases that players often forget just the sheer volume of releases we have and how much money we spend on this hobby. And today we're going to talk about one of them because the hype train brought this particular set to a new level. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And we're discussing Double Masters. Way back in 2020 in August, this was the biggest thing. I myself did box openings here on the channel, and I put some links in the bottom of the video in case you want to go back and take a look at those just to see what we were talking about back then. But the level of excitement for a product like this and the costs involved had players really humming and hawing, because not only did Double Masters initially sell out really quickly, there was a lot of key and important cards inside the set, and a lot of players nowadays wonder just how well those are doing. And when I got ready for this video and got ramped up for it, I started looking at the card sales, the prices, and where this product was going, and I myself was quite surprised by the answer. Now, I'm going to start out by showing you guys the VIP packs, because they're kind of cool. These were the green packs here, and locally you can still buy them. $219.95 per pack, which means if you wanted 4 packs, it's like $880 plus tax. It'd be like $1,000 for 4 packs. Doesn't that kind of remind you of 30th anniversary? You guys remember that $250 a pack? Do you see where we're going? Do you see maybe where the connection was only a little while later? They had success with this, so they thought they would have success with that. It's kind of scary. I mean, my mind just trailed off there, but it is something to keep in mind because those packs are really expensive. We opened some here on the channel, some for some patrons, some for myself, and I think I only bought 1 pack myself because there was just so much money being tied up into it. The players were like, if you don't hit a good card, you played a lottery and you lost entirely. And again, if you look at that kind of theme of how much you spent versus what your returns were and the risks involved, it really does seem and take you back to the 30th anniversary, except for, don't forget, Double Masters in 2020 was accepted. Those booster boxes sold out at $399.95 Canadian. They initially sold out. You couldn't get them. Now, how are they doing today and what are the singles doing? That's what we're here to take a look at. So, next one here I'm going to show you is individual singles, just a regular page taken away from this set. And you can see these are all mythics here, right? But when you see Atraxa, that's a $19 card, okay? Then you go down, you see, oh, there's the showcase version. That's $47. Remember the showcase versions? That gave you the borderless one, the regular ones. You have Avacyn, Angel of Hope. You had the borderless editions, like $85. Remember Batterskull? What a great card. Avenger of Zendikar, $3. But these are today's prices. When you look at Chrome Mox and see it's over $100, and then you see Chrome Mox borderless at $150, you jump down, look at Force of Will for $61, and then the borderless Force of Will for $180. That is a lot of money, guys. Darksteel Forge, $30-40. Like, these things really start adding up, and so does Doubling Season, the showcase versus the regular. There were a lot of key expensive cards inside this set. And the thing is, a lot of these cards are still selling today and still sought after, mainly by Commander players who want to get their hands on some of these cards that, honestly, they haven't been reprinted. They haven't been reprinted fast enough. So the prices have started to rise. And this is a set that even myself, I didn't look back on it very fondly and say, wow, I made a killing on it. I remember the excitement as kind of a backdrop in my head. But when I went and looked at this, I was surprised to see how many of these cards are actually rising in value. And that brings us to a whole different level of conversation about, is it worth it to open a box? Because the boxes, well, that's something too. Take a look at this, guys. If I show you this right now, and you see that these boxes of the VIP packs are selling. They are selling all the time, okay? It's crazy to think maybe only 1 or 2 packs in a month, but the fact they're selling it all is another kind of conversation. Like, people still want them. People still kick back and open these things. People still buy them to hold on to them. And when you look at the actual boxes, well, the boxes go for almost $1,000 Canadian. Okay, 4 boxes available locally for $949.95 Canadian. If you're in the US, you take away about 30% of that price. And you look there, you can see doubling season. You see the whatever, like I forget, he's the infect guy. You look at this and you go, that's insane that it's almost $1,000 a box when 4 years ago these were $460 when they first dropped, right? With taxes, with tax. Now, if you're asking, do these boxes sell? Well, that answer is kind of surprising too, because when I look back on these boxes, you can see here they sell regularly, and they're selling for $670 to $650, anywhere in between there, US, which puts it around the $900 mark Canadian. That is crazy to me that a product like this, that honestly, I thought would be doing very poorly by this stage in its lifespan, kind of like Ultimate Masters, it kind of went downhill after a certain amount of time, to be quite surprised and look back on a product like this and realize it is selling well, the singles are desired, and the product is still moving off of shelves. That blew my mind. Now, this does signal something, and it signals to Wizards of the Coast more than to us as players, because the average player, I'll be honest, we're not buying these boxes. I haven't looked back on these boxes in years now. And when I look back now, I was very surprised to see where the prices are at, how much it's selling, and the interest that certain people have for this product still. That tells me, as a person who looks back on all the data, and I look at it and say, Wizards of the Coast will look at this as well. They will see that Chrome Mox is due for a reprint. It hasn't been around for a while. It's still sought after in Commander, and a lot of players would like to get their hands on these cards at a better price point. And then if you look and see things like Mana Crypt being banned, it just seems more likely that maybe Chrome Mox will come around a little bit faster. Maybe it's time for a doubling season to come around. There's enough cards in this set that actually were pretty good, that maybe bringing some of these cards back will make it better for Commander players, make it more affordable for players to get their hands on them and add them to their collections. And that's something Wizards of the Coast will be more than happy to do, because they're going to look at this the same way you and I would and say, wow, these cards are expensive. How and when can we cash in on these products? Now, let's not forget, I just admitted to you this product is selling well. I thought I was going into this video and I was going to be kind of saying, look what happened to this product. But it's not what I thought it was going to be. And I have to be honest and just give you the information as I see it. It's kind of impressive. It may not be an everyday box, but by today's standards at those prices, it's really a surprise. It almost makes you wonder, in the context, as if Wizards of the Coast had done things a little bit differently, if they couldn't have kept this product line going. But if you remember back to things like 2022, all the Eldrazi reprints, we had Imperial Seal stuff come around. It didn't really take off the same way in 2022. It had some quick sales and then died down very quickly, right? And it didn't really carry on. So it makes you wonder where this product line will go. And if you remember, it's been 4 years since its release. It means it's more likely closer to a reprint target than not. So all those people who've been buying these boxes, I hope they're opening them, flipping the cards, and having a good time. I still do not believe, in my opinion, that those are collectible assets to hold on to at those price points. Because if you bought it for $600-700, you'd have to sell it for like $1,500. The rules of double tell you $1,650. You know, that'd be a crazy amount of money for a single box. You'd be getting back to old school boxes at that point. Weatherlight type stuff. Alliances almost. So it's something a lot of players probably would not be willing to dive into at those price points. And knowing where we're at for reprints, and it's 4 years out since these things came around, they're more likely getting a reprint in 2025 to 2026 at the latest. Wizards of the Coast will be happy to cash in, take us to the bank and say, here's some great cards with some new artwork. Do you want them? And a lot of us do want them. We do desire them, and we're hoping to find them at about 40 to 50% off. I think a lot of people won't mind paying $50 for a Chrome Mox, and lucky enough to get one in a pack if they crack one. But the idea of paying $110 US for a Chrome Mox right now, or the borderless one for like $160, blows people's minds. It just goes, whoa, that's a lot of cash. But half price, people will consider that a deal. And they may be willing to take the risk, which is what I think is happening with some of the boxes that we're seeing right now. It is insane to me to look back on that and realize I opened these boxes. I don't remember having that great of a time with all of them. I remember opening a Chrome Mox and stuff, though. I may still have it in a binder, or maybe it's in one of my decks. But players look at it and they kind of forget what happened. And they may have even forgotten the prices. So I'm hoping this kind of jogs people's memories and brings around that thought, like, these things were expensive, and they got more expensive. Unlike products from the Master series, a lot of them did not keep up. Okay, they haven't held their value over time. But it makes me wonder if Wizards of the Coast, with their reprint policies changing, maybe these things are going to continue to rise. And that will continue to have people buying these products on the secondary market with a little more gusto than you would have expected. Either way, I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope it reminded you guys of just what was going on back then, as well as what could happen going forward. Guys, drop some comments in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And a reminder, I do put out videos every single day. If you liked hanging out with the Moxman, consider joining my channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. I do put up new videos all the time. And of course, we're only about 62 subscribers away from 25,000. Thanks again, guys. Have an awesome day today. We will see you tomorrow in this awesome day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Because I was surprised. I like being surprised. Surprised is good. What are we doing here again? This is the end credits? This is where we talk about things and look things up? Or did we mention something? What did we mention? Oh, yes! We got to remember the patrons of this channel. The ones who support the daily uploaded creation of content. That's my patrons and my YouTube membership members, guys. So thanks again for being part of my channel and helping make this happen every day. Patrons, you rock. You know it's true. I'll see you tomorrow with another video, everyone. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. You're here at the after party. You are welcome to stick around as long as you'd like and just keep watching this video in a loop. It makes you just get kind of loopy, Fruit Loop style. It is kind of interesting to think that 30th Anniversary comes out less than 2 years later. Okay? You have Double Masters selling at $460 a box and those VIP packs for, I think they were $150 back then. Okay? They're up to $215 now, but I think they were $149.95 or $125 and change. And then Wizards flipped the script and tried to double the value because they saw rising values in a lot of these premium products. But with 30th Anniversary, they did it wrong because they offended the old school players. They offended the elite guard in the backdrop of players out there who invested, bought, and have been hoarding old cardboard. And the fact that they really thought players would go along with that when the product should have been $10 a pack. That's what it should have been. If you're celebrating the 30th anniversary, really that's not the time to cash in on things. You're going to offend people, but at the same time, you've missed an opportunity. If they'd made those things $10 a pack and got people to play in the old school style tournaments and play Magic the way we remember playing it 30 years ago, that would have been a celebration that players could have gotten behind. And it would have led into more successes, I think, than failures from where Wizards of the Coast took off from that point. They hit a wall in a car doing 160. And they just exploded. And the players were the brick wall and they said, not today, son, not today. And that's where things went wrong. And I think it's because they looked at products like Double Masters, saw the sales, saw how players received it and said, man, we can just put the old school dual lands and stuff like we did the collector edition. Players will go just gaga for this stuff. Whew. Didn't work out the way that they thought it would, did it? Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thoughts from the Moxman. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ramble and the Jamble.